So your dog listens well at home, maybe even in the backyard, but when you go in public or take the leash off, forget it. Sound familiar? Today I'm going to show you the formula to teach your dog how to listen to you everywhere. Today's video is sponsored by petflow.com/ZachGeorge. If you have a high energy dog like Jacob, it's vital that you exercise them before expecting them to listen to you in an unfamiliar place or if you're about to teach them something new. You guys often ask me what kind of food is best for your dog, and of course, that really depends. Now, a high energy dog like Jacob needs a real high calorie food because he's really active. Regardless of which food you get, you should get it from petflow.com/ZachGeorge. The miracle of PetFlow is that Jacob, come here. The miracle of PetFlow is that your dog's food is always there when you need it. You just choose the brand that you want. They have hundreds of brands, even prescription foods, and how often you want your food delivered. Good job, buddy. You're looking good. Come on, Jacob. Teach your dog with 21st century principles and let PetFlow's 21st century innovations bring your dog food to your front door. Now, I can assure you that you're gonna like it, but if you don't, feel free to edit or cancel. When you do set up automatic pet food delivery, just enter code ZACH20. You'll get 20% off of your first purchase. Now, you might have noticed that I have Jacob on a really long lead. You'll recall the fastest way to throw a dog off and to confuse them is to change their environment or surroundings. So I wanna make sure that I have control of him, even though we have a fenced area here. I love double controlled environments the best, but I don't wanna get cocky. I mean, what if a squirrel runs out or something? I wanna make sure that I'm one step ahead of him at all times. Buddy, all right, come on, let's go back here. Come on. Jacob, come. So right now, I mean, you can see he's not listening to me. I'm asking him to come. If I were to let go of this leash, he would go straight over there and he wouldn't listen to me at all. Worse yet, he would have that association of not listening to me. When using a long lead, this one's about 25 feet or so, do use caution. Make sure you don't get tripped up on it or anything like that. You'll also notice we have a harness on Jacob. That's a bit of a safer option as well. Make sure you have your dog's favorite currencies available. Jacob's currencies are, of course, Frisbee and also food. Before even considering asking your dog to listen to you in a new, exciting environment like this, or before you introduce new concepts to them, make sure that they're very solid on their basics in a home environment first. For those of you with puppies, especially under the age of 5 months or so, don't make the mistake of thinking that just because they stay near you off leash, that they're just pretty reliable off leash. That's very normal for young dogs. So keep them on leash. In the beginning, be prepared for intermittent compliance because of course your dog's very excited. That's normal. Don't be discouraged if they don't listen to you as well. See, the trick to teaching your dog to listen to you in an unfamiliar place like this is to simulate an uncontrolled environment. Don't be tempted to take the lead off during the preliminary phases of teaching your dog how to listen to you off leash, even in a fenced area, because this is a big area out here. If Jacob were to bolt after a small animal, for example, I wouldn't have much way to get to him. If you are one of those people out there who has taken the lead off your dog and they have repeatedly experienced getting away from you, then just simply take a step back on your training, put the lead back on your dog. Taking a step back on your training is completely normal, expected, and required during the first several months of teaching your dog. Now that Jacob's energy is out and he's become acclimated to the area and smelled around, he's starting to get used to it out here. Our next step is to go over the basics that Jacob already knows. For example, things he does flawlessly at home. Now I'm gonna be using tiny pieces of real meat today. I'm just gonna give him one to warm him up. How about lie down? Hey, this is looking really good. Now, if I had tried this before exercising, you know, he wouldn't be quite as reliable. Stay. I'll take a play dead. I'm gonna try and keep things really easy, and I'm gonna reinforce by giving him lots of good treats and authentic encouragement along the way. Good, nice work, buddy. It's important to change as few variables as possible when you're introducing new concepts to them. In this case, even though we're not going over any type of new training, I've changed his environment dramatically. You're so smart. You're doing great. Arr. Now I'm gonna up the level of difficulty a little bit, and I'm gonna ask him to do his basics with a little bit of distance like he does at home. Jacob, sit. He snuck up a little bit on me there. I'm gonna let him get by with it though, because remember, I wanna be kind of liberal with my rewards because I'm asking him to do it in this strange, exciting place. Jacob, look at me. Stay. Lie down. Yes. Stay. I'm rewarding for each individual thing, whereas at home I'd probably reward every third or fourth time on easy stuff like this. Like with all of your training, the more you practice it, the more reliable your dog becomes, the less you'll have to reinforce them with food rewards or toy rewards. It'll just become second nature to them. Will you play dead? Well, it's a little tougher, isn't it? Play dead. Go on. Yes, good job, sir. That's good. Stay. Jacob, come on. I'm kind of picking up my energy a little bit because he's starting to kind of wane off a little bit, so I want to be more interesting to him. Now comes the most major test of all, and I really have no idea how he's going to do with this. We want to make sure that he knows how to stay when confronted with a distraction. The way that I like to do this is to introduce a concept called the surprise stay. I'll have a link in the description if you haven't taught your dog the surprise stay, because you want this pretty tight and flawless at home first before doing it in a place like this. But the idea is that I'm gonna throw a distraction at him that he doesn't see coming at all. Okay, nope, not really good there. Come here. Good. And you can see, I mean, your dog has to be good about resisting the urge to chase a toy like that before you can expect them to not chase a squirrel, other dog, or cat, for example. I know. Yes, good boy. Really good moment right there. He really wanted to go for that toy, but he held his stay. Surprise stays and other exercises like this, along with taking advantage of real-life organic circumstances that arise, are what's required in order to teach your dog to listen to you under a variety of different circumstances. It takes months of doing this and going to lots of different places, but if you want your dog to listen to you in lots of different places, you gotta teach them in lots of different places too. Did you know videos like this are made possible by our wonderful patrons on patreon.com and our very loyal sponsor petflow.com. Those are two ways that you can help us continue to educate the public about humane, scientifically sound principles. You can make a small monthly contribution to our Patreon campaign, or something as easy as changing the way you buy dog food. I'll have all of the details in the description about how you can do that. But Jacob did an awesome job. Give him a big thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel too. I've got lots of fun videos coming. And of course, like me on Facebook. Good job, go get it. Good job, Jacob. Come on. Jacob, come. Yes. Leave it alone. Good. Come around. Look, go. Whoa, that's more. Good job, sir.